Yo, what is up, guys? I'm here with Corey. He placed 73rd yesterday at the BSS Las Vegas launch event, and he's playing a super unique deck, so we're going to show it off to you guys. I'm going to let him take it away now.
All right, what's up, everyone? So, like you said, my name's Corey. I'm from Arizona. I missed out on top 32 by 2 points because I drew my last round, unfortunately. But I think this deck is very, very strong, especially going into set 1. And I worked on it with another friend named Michael Smith Grant. Shout out to him. We have been working on this deck for weeks, and we call it OMNI control because you'll see why. So it's a really strong control deck. So first off, we'll go into the white card. So for Namangard, this card is insane. It is an 8-drop, but when it's destroyed by your opponent, you ramp 3 cores and you draw 3 cards. So we all know drawing cards is really good in any game. And then also at level 2, it lets you perform a refresh step. So you get all of your cores back, refresh all of your people, just really good. We played 4 Iceblader Brigid, which no one knew what this card did. This card is insane. It's just really good. So when it's destroyed with the Soul Core, you bounce back one of your opponent's spirit to their hand. Has no restriction, so you can bounce back anything as long as it doesn't have armor from white. And then the level 2, when it blocks, you freeze one of their spirits from refreshing during their refresh step. So that card is really, really good. And no one expected it. I had to read it like 3 or 4 times every time I played it. Then we played 2 Armored Dragon Ship Enterprise. This card is just kind of a staple in control decks. Gives everything armor from red, purple, and white at level 3. It can block twice. It just really good. We played 2 Pegasion, and I could be pronouncing that wrong, but it has armor red and purple. That's the main reason why we played it, because they can't core theft you, they can't burning force it, like anything like that. And then also it has the effect at level 2 and 3 that during your opponent's attack step, if it has a soul core on it, you can block opponent's spirits with 2 cores or less, even while it's exhausted. So you can attack with it and still block. We played, this was kind of a last minute change. We added in Fortress God Knight Odin type X. So it was for the yellow matchup. So during your opponent's attack step, if I control a white Nexus, it refreshes. We play a whole bunch of white Nexus, and so you could attack with it, then refresh. And then level 2 and 3 was the main reason why we played it. So every time it attacks and blocks, it bounces a spirit, opponent's spirit that costs 3 or less to their hand. So it just controlled the board really, really well. We dropped this down to only 1 elk. I know a lot of lists are playing like 2 to 3 of this and just play Protect the Elk. We didn't think it was that important. It was still like an alternate win condition, so we dropped it down to 1. Literally the night before was at 2, but then we decided to put in Durham Dyna at the very end because in the mirror match, this is way better than Elk would be. And basically it just makes your guys unblockable. So what it does is during the attack step, if you spend the Soul Core, you target your white spirits for each Nexus on the field and make them unblockable. So you force out in the mirror match, you force out their ice shields. If you have Enterprise, you don't worry about Dream Bomb. It's really just to force out ice shields and to end the game. Going into the purple side of things, we played 3 Beldegor. It's kind of self-explanatory because so what we did a lot is, for one, when this is summoned, you destroy an opponent's exhausted spirit that costs 3 or fewer, which early game this is really good. And then late game, it comboed really well with Brigid because this has Immortal 4 and 5. So you would block with Brigid, freeze something, bounce something, and then bring back Beldegor and destroy their level 4 or lower spirit as well. So it was insane. Such a crazy good combo. So 3 Beldegor. And then we decided to main the Curse Dragon combo. So we mained 3 Dark Bishop Baculus and 3 Inferno King Curse Dragon. So what this does is it drops everything on the field down to 1 core. And then Curse Dragon, when summoned, it removes a core from everything. So basically it's a board wipe in a 2-card combo. And then also Curse Dragon lets you ramp cores based on how many things were destroyed by losing their cores. So you can, it even goes based on your spirits as well. To round out the purple side, we played 2 Dark Knight Algavel. So it's just really good early, because when it's destroyed you draw a card, and then it also has Curse, so is an out to Enterprise in the mirror match. Same thing with Dragonaga, Assassin, low cost, whenever it has the Soul Core and attacks, you draw a card, and then it has Curse. Going into the Nexus, we played 3 Netherworld Depths. This card is just insane. There's pretty no reason not to play it if you're playing purple in any capacity. You draw a card whenever a spirit your opponent's spirit exhausts. That includes blocking. So you draw a core, draw cards. Drawing cards is good. Play 3 Nomen City. So this is just really good. So reduces any machine beast that costs 6 or more by 3 symbols. So this counts as 3 symbols for it. So talk about the combo, like the second turn combo that you can do with it later. Then we played 1 Mothership. This card is insane. A lot of people weren't playing it. So what it does is during your opponent's attack step, you refresh your cores. So you can spend everything, refresh your cores, still be able to use your magics on their turn. Then a lesser known effect that people probably weren't doing was at level 2, during your core step, if you had a mecha on the board, you gain another core. So you gain 2 cores instead of 1. So if I had Durham Dyna or Odin on the field, ramp it up to level 2, get 2 cores, helps you accelerate a lot faster. So those were the reasonings behind that. So that's it for the Nexus. Going into Magics. 3 Deadly Balance, really good with Beldegor, or just controlling your opponent's board altogether. We played 3 Burning Force as well, so destroys a Nexus or 2 of your opponent's spirits with 3000 BP or less. Played 3 Dream Bomb. This was just really good to set your opponent back. So burst is return a Nexus, and then the main is return a spirit to hand. Of course, had to play 4 Ice Shield. If you weren't playing this card, didn't draw this card, you were probably losing any game that you didn't see it. And then what we put in at the very end is we put in 2 Angelic Pressures. So this is why it's called Omni Control. We play every single color. This was for the mirror. This was for the red matchup, the Terra Nova matchup, because they would confront your Enterprise. Enterprise would die because their Rex is at 13,000. Your Enterprise is only 12. Thus let you get around it. And also for the mirror match because there's no protection from yellow. So that's it for the main. We could go into the side real quick. It's probably going to change case by case. So we played 2 Suppression in the side. This card's just really good. Elk with Suppression, Bridget with Suppression, Enterprise with Suppression, whatever. So it gives your thing 3,000. If you spend the Soul Core, you can block while exhausted. So really, really good. 2 Snowflaken. This card was insane against the Terra Nova matchup because at level 2 it lets you bounce a spirit with Confront or Curse, and that's when it blocks. So the attack doesn't go through, and you bounce the Rex. 2 Fulla, of course, against purple, against the somewhat in the mirror, depending on if you saw the Curse Dragons. And then kind of spicy, we cited 2 Seagworm and 2 Nova. This was for purple. We didn't want to lose to Curse because that's an out to Enterprise, the rest of the protection. So we figured if we, it was for other matchups as well, to like help clear boards, but we wanted to get the 2 Nova early against purple so that we could start blowing up their spirits that have Curse on them. So yeah, so that was the deck, that was the side. Really fun event. Barely missed out on top 32, unfortunately, but I'll be at the next event. Yeah, but thank you again, Wyatt. Thank you. Any questions?
Are there any changes you'd make to the deck after your performances? Did you see anything that was felt not as strong or that you wish you had played differently?
Yes. So I was actually just mentioning this to my friend Michael, who helped me build the deck. I felt like one of the main changes I would have made is this card, which in testing, it was really good. Over my matches, like I played a wide variety of games. I would probably change this for something else. I would probably play. I don't know. I don't know what I would change it out for off the top of my head.
But maybe you just didn't like it that much?
When I drew it, I was like, really, I have this card in my hand. Like, it just wasn't good for me personally. I didn't need it in my yellow matchups that I played. I played 2, and that's kind of what it was for. Because they normally only put like 1 to 2 cores on their people anyway, so they could go wide, or on the spirits, so they could go wide, and just wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't good. I didn't really like it. With the we dropped these to 3 and 3. I probably would have played 1 more depth, so that probably would have taken place of a Pegasus. The purple side of things, I think, was pretty perfect in my opinion, so I wouldn't change anything there. With the magics, I probably dropped Dream Bomb to 2 too, because this was kind of dead a lot in my opinion. I would probably play more Angelic Pressures, so maybe that, like, drop a Dream Bomb, bump this up to maybe 3 or 4, and then that would take place of the other Pegasus too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on your top, and it's an awesome deck, and I can't wait to see you play more.
All right, appreciate it.